M is for measurable. Can your goals be measured and quantified? And can you pick benchmarks? This is all about quantifying the terms and the variables of a negotiation. How are you measuring things? If you're measuring money, it's easy. You're using dollars or euros or yen or baht. If you are measuring weight or volume, that's pretty simple too. But how are you measuring effort? How are you measuring creativity? How are you measuring satisfaction? These things are tougher to quantify. And that's why benchmarking can be so important. Benchmarking is simply deciding how you're going to quantify, what standards you're going to use. If I want to benchmark economic activity, I might use the Consumer Price Index, or I might use GDP. If I want to measure your performance and you're a service provider, I'm going to use benchmarks that favor me. So I'm going to say things like when the job is completed. When is the job completed? When I sign off on that. Then that will trigger the final payment. Those are terms that favor me. Your counterpart, the service provider, may want different benchmarks. He might say that as soon as we sign the contract, that's going to trigger a payment of 30% of the total value. And he may say the job is completed after the second revision, and after that you've got to renegotiate a service deal. The earlier you put in your benchmarks, the better off you'll be. So your job is to influence how and when and where and by whom measurements are made. So a realistic M is an increase of $12.7 per kilo for orders of less than 2,000 and $11.5 for orders between 2001 and 5,000. And an unrealistic measure is more money. And we saw the same problem when we looked at specifics. The questions here are, how are you going to measure something? This is closely related to specifics, but now we're focusing on quantifying. The ability to set benchmarks is a major competitive advantage in a negotiation.